when they came to the meeting. So then the Honorable Elijah Muhammad shut it down and said from now on, no more white people in our meetings, you know. And so that's how that started, you know. But we did used to let them in, and we used to put them right on the front row to hear the teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
How long did Malcolm stay inside of Philadelphia, and then when did Imam Worthy Muhammad come in and be the minister?
Well, the thing happened, Imam W.D. Muhammad, he honored his father, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, sent him to be the minister of Philadelphia. And I had already been down south, and I was having a fit because I wanted to be up here with him, you know, because we did know that he was going to inherit it, you know. And I was just going crazy down south because I said, I want to be back up here.
Okay, I want you to kind of reiterate, because when we go a little bit later on in the years, you just said that you knew that Elijah Muhammad, that W.D. Muhammad will inherit it?
Yes.
How did you know that?
Well, because we had this little inside, it was some of the believers from Chicago used to come to Philadelphia and drop hints to us about W.D., you know.
Because I know when I came in '73, we were here over Rosman from the minister.
Yeah.
That he was going to be the chosen one that Farad wrote on the back of the door.
Right.
That he was going to, his name was going to be W. Muhammad, and that he was raised that way. This was before he even came in leadership.
Right.
We heard that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you wasn't in the Philadelphia area period
No.
when he was here. How did you get into a relationship or become the Minister Lucius Biot's
Well, after he left Washington, he became the minister down in Miami, Florida. Then he left Miami and came up to Jacksonville. And I was the captain in Jacksonville when he came. And, you know, I was in awe of him because I knew he was the dean of all the ministers, you know. And, you know, he just fascinated me, and just to be around him and everything. That's how I learned, you know, what I know a lot today by being around him, you know, because when we was in Atlanta, all the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's major ministers wanted to be the minister in Atlanta, Georgia. So when we got with Minister Jeremiah and us got to Atlanta, Georgia, all these top ministers was there. Isaiah, Lucius Bay, Malcolm, Brother Artie from San Francisco, who else? But they were all there because they wanted to be the minister in Atlanta, Georgia. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad made Jeremiah Shabazz the minister, you know, in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm trying to pull up Hussein from Pittsburgh. He come from a prominent family in Atlanta, Georgia. He was there too when we got there. So he knew people in Atlanta that maneuver us around.
Okay. For the audience that's listening now, this Hussein in Pittsburgh. This is that Hussein that Malcolm stayed with for a little while. This is that Hussein that Youngstown, like Wally Baha, a lot of the Ohio people had that. He had that influence upon.
Yes.
My other question: what was just some of the ministers, popular ministers of the '50s? Then I want to ask you what were some of the popular ministers of the '60s? Because Malcolm was nothing but a link in the chain, and so I just wanted us to hear some of the other links of that chain.
Well, the main ones were Minister Lucius, Isaiah Kareem, and I just lost somebody.
Son of Thunder, James Shabazz.
Well, yeah, he when he was made the minister in Newark, and they made me officer of the day, so he came to Temple number 12 that Sunday to teach. and he was telling me he was going up to Newark to become the minister. And so what I did, I took him to our FOI house so he could study and get refreshed so I could take him to the temple. And the same for Louis Farrakhan. The first time he came to Philly, I was officer of the day, and I took him to our Unity House so he could refresh him, so he could give his lecture talk. And but we at that time we was just we was growing. I mean, Philadelphia was really growing. I think we outdid Chicago. We outdid the whole nation because it was only 10 temples.
Yes, sir. I understand, my brother. I've been blessed to work and been around Philadelphia. People, they think that y'all top of the clock. You know, that y'all made us.
Yeah.
But you know, I have in defense of number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, before all of y'all, number 12 came.
Yeah.
You know, number 4 played a pivotal role. I've heard you. I know Isaiah Kareem came about D.C. Son of Thunder, James Shabazz.
Yeah.
Sultan Muhammad, who was the first national spokesperson, which you just shared. Minister Lucius B.I. was here. Minister Lonnie Shabazz, the first mathematician, doctor. So I don't want, leave out that four-corner base, element.
No,
I know, I got to live in this town.
I know.
When y'all leave. Yes, sir.
Brother Richard, tell them about the Ku Klux Klan and the nation.
Oh yeah, in Atlanta, Stone Mountain, Georgia was the headquarters of the Ku Klux Klan. And so we were selling the Pittsburgh Courier at that time. So the Klan, they wrote the Honorable Elijah Muhammad a letter and said that these people, they don't want our women. They want to separate. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was saying, give us so many states and all like that. So at that time, Stone Mountain, African Americans would go nowhere near Stone Mountain because it was the Klan's headquarters. And they still, I think, got a statue of a Confederate statue or something there. But anyway, Minister Jeremiah and Minister Malcolm was to go there. But Malcolm got called back to Chicago for something. So Minister Jeremiah and another brother went. And the Klan, J.B. Stoner, he sent Jeremiah a special card. He said, if any cops or anything, sheriffs, stop you, just show them this card and they won't bother you. So when he came up in that area, he did pull out the card and they just let him go right on through. And Jeremiah and the brother, they went there and J.B. Stone said, now see, these niggas, they don't want our women. He told them all that, And see, that was when I was learning how to be to teach and talk, And so they left me to talk that night. And I was so nervous, because I really, I knew how to holler about the white man, the devil, and all like that, but just to keep people's attention, it's not that easy to stand in front of people because people are looking at you and everything. And so anyway, they left me to teach that night, and it was successful for them when they went to Stone Mountain. And they came back and explained to me. I said, oh, that's where y'all went. I was surprised, And I saw the card that say, let these, they're good people, because they don't want to, and they just, and so we was blessed at that time,
Any other question?
Tell them about Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, when I was in Florida, I was in Jacksonville. He was Cassius Clay at that time. So Malcolm had got put out, and Muhammad Ali sent him an invitation to come down there to Miami, because that's when he was going to fight in Miami. And so Muhammad Ali was doing his tour, so he came into Jacksonville. I was working in the hotel. And as soon as I saw him, I said, I'm taking you home with me, you know. I said, I want you to meet my wife. So I took him home with me, him, and my wife. And he sat there, and I mean, the brother could eat. You know, he could eat. So I said, listen, I'm going to show you how to be a conscientious objector. I'm the one that taught him to be a conscientious objector. That's where he got. When he said he's going to be a conscientious objector, I taught him at my kitchen table in Jacksonville. I said, this is how you become a conscientious objector. And that's where he went, and he told them that he would not go. He said, ain't no, was it Korean or?
Call me.
Yeah, Cormier, you know. And that's where that statement came from. And he became a conscious objector. And I did teach him, you know, how to be a conscious objector. I thank Allah for that. And I gave you some stuff on him, you know, that you can put in the museum. You might have to really protect it so it don't walk.
I mean, I understand.
Yeah, and thank Allah for that.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just know how old you are.
I'm 83. Alhamdulillah. 83. I thank Allah. Yes.
Any more questions? If not, I'm going to ask a different type of question.
Yes.
Okay. This question, I'm going to ask, what was some of the teachings of the Nation of Islam that has helped you to become a Muslim today? One example, for me, and this is just one of them. One of the prayers we was taught, and now I know it's the prayer of Abraham in the Quran, but it was surely I tell myself to you about trying to be upright. To him who originated the heavens and the earth, I am not the polytheist. Surely my prayer is my sacrifice, my life, my death are all for thee alone. Of all the worlds, no associate with thee, this I am commanded. You know, I mean, I'm not saying it all, but
Yeah.
this prayer is a mantra for me to come to serve Allah, to give myself to Allah. One of the things that I saw, another benefit that I saw in the Nation of Islam, were that in the Quran it teaches that fighting is prescribed for you. You know, fight or you mustn't fight for your own. This is what we was taught in the nation. We used to march. That dawah or fishing, we was taught that was the fight. To do good work, that was the fight. You know, and I don't see that we've been able to translate that into other communities to, you know, to see that work, that dawah, you know, engaging in the community, is that fight, that battle, that jihad within it. What are some of the things that, for you, on then one more point before I go. I was in Canada and the guy questioned me. He said, when did we get the Quran? I kept pressing it. You know, and I know we had got the Quran with Maulana Ali, but we put it on the shelf. We didn't read it. And so I told him, I said, we didn't get the Quran in 1975. When I opened it up and started reading it and engaging.
Right.
But he pointed out, he said that, and he looked at the years that we was Muslims and functioning, and the time that we had the Quran. He said in India they had the fiqh and sunnah for 1,000 years before they got the Quran. You know, and we have fiqh and sunnah. The general orders: do not steal, do not lie, do not cheat. Those are the moral codes to strengthen you doing what is right, what is fit. And then later on we got the Quran. You know, I was taught that what Elijah said that he wasn't here to teach us our religion. He was here to clean us up. And one of the things that I was blessed with Imam Worthy Muhammad told me, he said that one time when his father put him out the house, he told him, go read Surah Luqman. If you go read Surah Luqman, you know, paraphrasing, it teaches you to respect and honor your parents.
Right.
But they try to teach you other than worshiping Allah, do not follow them. God is one.
Right.
So along with Elijah Muhammad was reinforcing to him that God is one.
Right.
It's at your time.
Yeah.
So what were some of the things for you
Well, in that sense, I understood that a whole lot. And also, I remember I used to be on post on Savior's Day. And it would put me right up front under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad could talk. I mean, he would talk 6 or 8 hours. And I'm standing on post almost 8 hours. And I know I blacked out in a sense because when I woke up, Captain Sharif was standing in front of me. And I said, oh, I said, maybe he'll relieve me. He didn't relieve me, you know. See, but that's the discipline we learn, how to stand post, regardless. I mean, cold, whatever. We was out there, and that did help me through my life. And you can't be ungrateful. That's the main thing I always say every night. Don't be ungrateful, because Allah is always with you. You know,